Once upon a time, in a small village, lived Henry and his wife Gloria. Henry was a milkman. Together, the husband and the wife owned a cowshed. The couple used to take care of all their cows. They feed them good and nourish them well. Due to this, all of Henry's cow would produce excellent quality of milk. Everybody in the village would only buy milk from Henry. Henry and Gloria earned well and led a good life, but despite of that, Henry was not happy. He always dreamed of buying a good and big house and expensive clothes.
I saw a big house on the outskirts of our village. We should buy that. We can get a very expensive car and many servants to serve us. We will wear the most expensive cloth and all these poor villagers will be jealous of us. This crate will take you nowhere. We earn enough and we should be happy with what we have. How can you be happy in this small house in this cow shed? Oh, the smell of these cow is just too much. But this is our livelihood. Not for long. Mark my word. Someday I will be the richest man in the whole village.
Each day, as Henry went to sell milk, the villagers would praise him. Henry,
This milk is so good and healthy. You must be taking such a good care of your cows. Oh, yes, I do. But not for long. Once I become rich, I will sell all these cows. I don't like that smell in my house, but these cows are your livelihood. You should not complain about your work. It helps you survive. I smell eggs for a living. That is a smelly job. But I don't mind it. That's my work. Well. Then maybe you were meant to sell egg, but I meant to do bigger things to buy expensive item and expensive cloth. This grade will take you nowhere, my friend. The sooner you understand, the better. I have wasted enough time here. All the best with your little, smaller business. Goodbye.
Henry was in a hurry to earn more money. He would often try to find a way to become rich.
That's it. This is very less. How do I sell more milk? There has to be some way. My cows are all healthy. I can push them to give us more milk. So this is a small village. Even if I get more milk, who will I sell it to? I can go to the neighboring village. There are many families there. But then I will have to buy another cow. The right now I don't have enough money for that. No, I have to do something. I will buy a bigger house. Let's see. I don't have enough money to buy another cow. But then I have to increase the quality of milk. How do I do?
That as he walked ahead, he became across a river. Finally, overwhelmed with greed, Henry had an idea.
How about I mix a little water in the milk? That why I won't have to buy another cow in the same time. I will be able to sell milk to the neighboring village. Oh, this is a brilliant idea. Nobody would notice if I had just a little water in it.
And that's what Henry did. The next morning, Henry began to fill his container with milk, but this time he only filled them half and left. He then stopped at the river and added a little water in it. That day, just like always, the villagers happily bought milk from Henry and paid him the same amount. Due to the added water, there was no milk left with Henry, which he sold in the neighboring village. That night, Henry was very happy.
This is great. If I carry on like this, I will become a very rich soon.
Right days passed and Henry was now richer than before. He bought a car for himself and renovated his house. He was so used to adding water to the milk that he did not think of buying another cow. Even once, as the demand of milk increased, so did the water in it. This went on for weeks. But then the villagers began to notice there was chatter in the village about the new watery milk. Wanting to know the truth, a few villagers gathering outside Henry's house.
What's the matter?
We have some complaint about milk you sell. It smells like water.
What? How dare you say that? We pay for milk, Henry, not for water. You can't fool us anymore. Nothing has changed. You all cannot appreciate the goodness. I work really hard. Go buy from somewhere else if you don't like it. I don't need you. I have many other villagers who love the milk I sell.
Henry darted inside the house and slammed the door. The villagers were shocked at Henry's rude behavior. Something is not right.
I agree, we have to find out.
They all planned to find out the truth. The next morning, Henry, as usual, walked toward the river. He opened his half-filled container and filled water in it. But little did he know that he was being watched.
How dare he? This is not fair. This is how he is getting richer. He has the same number of cows and yet he is selling milk to so many families.
The villagers understood the whole thing and decided to teach the greedy milkman a lesson. The next day, Gloria went to the market to buy pulses. The night as Henry came back from work, they both sat down for dinner.
What is that? Did you conquer the stone?
Stones? No, these are pulses.
No, they're stone.
I don't believe this.
The vendor sold you some old stones along with the pulses. How dare he? I will go see him tomorrow.
That night, Henry and Gloria went to bed on an empty stomach. Henry angrily went to the vendor the next morning.
What did you sell us? We didn't pay for stone. We paid for pulses. Go, buy from somewhere else. If you don't like it, I don't need you.
Henry angrily went back home. After a while, he went out to buy a dozen eggs. When he came back home and tried to break them, he realized that 10 of the 12 eggs were rock. He was furious.
What did you sell me? I paid for eggs, not for rocks. The same way that we paid for milk and not for water. Go buy from somewhere else. If you don't like it, I don't need you.
Henry left angrily. The next day, he bought a silk shirt. On his way home, it began to rain. Water washed away all the color of his shirt. When he reached home, he realized the shirt was not made of silk, but of jute. This went on for a few days. Each time Henry went out to buy something, he would come home with something different.
I am tired of this. Why can't they sell us the right thing?
They are fooling us.
This is not fair.
Henry was so busy thinking about himself and his greed. He did not realize he had done the same thing with others. Over time, even the neighboring village began to complain slowly. Everybody stopped buying milk from Henry. With no money left to spend, Henry began to sell off items which he had bought out of selling low-quality milk. Now Henry was a poor milkman. He had only a handful of cows left and only a few houses which he could sell milk.
Now you realize what you have done. Your greed is the reason we are poor. Had you continued to selling good milk the way you used to, we could have bought a bigger house and expensive clothes someday. All you had to do is keep patience and continue working hard.
I agree, Gloria. I should have listened to you. I didn't just lose my money, I also lost respect and trust to the people.
Henry continued to sell milk and tend to his cows. He knew now how dangerous greed can be. He had learned this lesson. From that day on, he never added water to the milk and stayed happy with what he earned.